Everything we do is going to be about winning. Okay, we're going to learn to do things the right way, and that's the only way we're going to do them. Because if it doesn't help us, we're not doing it, man. That's just as simple as it gets. Win the Super Bowl.
That's
I
good.
mean it too. You know, one of the things that the only reason you become a head coach in this league, in my opinion, is to win. That's it. That's the bottom line. If you do it for any other reason, you're wrong.
Hey, Washington football fans, welcome back. Well, the title says it all. I admit the second half is purely speculation for my part, but it looks like the fans that have settled in with the Washington football team name are out of luck. Yesterday, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office denied the team's request for a trademark on the grounds that the name was a geographic area and too generic. That's the death nail right there. If a team can't market and profit off the name, there's no chance it will be kept. So we know something else is on the way, and it's got to be soon. I know the team wanted to take its time, trying to make the right decision, a decision that would help make as many fans happy as possible while being politically correct. But the longer the team isn't able to monetize or control monetization of the team name, the more money they lose. I know there aren't a lot of you out there, a lot of Washington fans, that are going to cry themselves to sleep over Dan Snyder's bank account. But this team is on the verge of big changes, possibly looking into a brand new state-of-the-art stadium in the very near future. And honestly, this whole situation has me very scared as a fan. First, Dan Snyder, just like many of us, grew up a super fan of this team, and he was adamant about not changing the name in the first place. And ultimately, he was forced to do it. Doesn't matter if you see it as right or wrong, it in no doubt hurt Dan Snyder to the core. And now, with his bottom line taking a hit every day, he can't control the merchandising of his team. And for a guy that's hell-bent on a new stadium, this could lead to, in my opinion, unexpected and very devastating consequences to us fans. With Dan losing money, he's going to be looking for funding for his new stadium from the cities, just like you normally do, but now he's going to need even more guarantees, even more help. And who knows? He could still feel jilted enough that he looks elsewhere. I mean, at this point, he might have thought of the Washington football name as a kind of sly, go fuck yourself to the league. He wanted to be the nameless team. And now he can't even do that. And I know that the city of DC was part of the strong arming to change the name, saying they wouldn't let him build or whatever unless the name was changed. So they were part of the whole reason the name was changed. So he might have a little gripe against them too. And he could open the door for some big markets that are pretty freshly deprived of teams to make some lucrative offers. A very frightening thought is the team being uprooted and moved across the country to St. Louis, or even worse, all the way to San Diego or Oakland. We need a name, and we need a name fast. Hopefully, none of this is on the table, but that decision definitely has me worried. I'd rather root for the Burgundy and Gold as a team with no name here in the DMV than to have him move away, leaving us feeling what the Browns and the Colts fans felt, not very long ago. What, 40 years for the Colts? 25 years for the Browns. And especially when things are starting to look up for us, it would be devastating if something like this led to us losing the sports franchise we love altogether from the area. Now, with that said, we do need a name, and I just want to share some of the ones I liked. First of all, when it comes to, I like the traditional Washington, yes. I don't mind the DC name. But in seeing the names that the team had circulated around, the first city title really stuck out at me. And I thought, man, that adds a bit of flair that nobody outside of New England really has. Like, New England are the New England Patriots. Like, they're in Massachusetts, Foxborough, Massachusetts, but New England's a whole area of the country, and they have that. I just think that it adds a little bit of panache, and first city could be that for us, because, DC, the presidency, the first city. I just like the idea of that. And since I think we could be heading the direction of a New England Patriots type of dynasty with our coaching staff and the team we're building, I would love it if the name fit that. And it's funny, with First City, with all the athletes on our team, I thought, hey, First City Freaks is almost tempting, but it's kind of, not as refined enough to go with the whole First City thing. But one of the first things I liked here was the First City Sentinels. That sounds official. It's a little homage to the Replacements. That was an homage to the Redskins. And hey, man, before everybody's like, hey, yes, it's like off the movie, it's dumb. Hey, man, Anaheim's hockey team is the freaking Mighty Ducks, okay? They're named after a Disney movie. Was the the Replacements wasn't Disney, but Mighty Ducks was a Disney movie, so. And then that First City opens up a lot of cool stuff. I was thinking the First City Savages, the First City Alphas. Both of these would probably go over well with younger fans, Savages, Alphas. With the Alphas, you get to keep that wolf logo everybody likes with the Red Wolves. I know they like it for different reasons because it goes with the fight song, but, they get to keep that kind of mascot. Now, Savages, you would have to work harder to find a non-offensive mascot, but it could be done. And man, I think it sounds dope. The First City Savages. Then, keeping with Washington, you got the Washington Renegades, Rebels, or Rogues. All those are pretty cool and interchangeable. Like, you could use the same mascot, keep the R logo with its own special twist. Anything except that stupid bandana mask type guy that the XFL Renegades have that I see pop up in concept art for the Washington Renegades. It's just dumb. It reminds me of the Cowboys too much, like a bandit logo, which is just a cowboy with his handkerchief on his face. So they would have to be a cooler logo. Yeah, you could even go Star Wars themed with the Rebels or the Rogues. But the Washington Razorbacks, I really love that. I don't care about Arkansas. It's going to be hard to find something that hasn't been done somewhere else. And it's the most badass version of a hog. And the only way the R fits. Red Hogs ain't it, alright? Wild Hogs ain't it. Razorbacks, a vicious wild hog. Like, that's a dope mascot. Arkansas's not a bad school. It'd be cool to have that as the logo. Or a mascot. Now, Red Hawks is popular. But what about the Washington Red Raptors? It sounds a little silly, but hey, it could be dope. And I'm not talking about, some dumb Canadian dinosaur from some contactless sport. I'm talking about like a hawk, like a red hawk, a bird. A hawk's the type of bird is a raptor, it's like a predatory bird. And you could use the red hawk as the logo and the mascot, have a badass diving bird, beak and talons gleaming. I think that would be cool, and that way we get to keep the R. Now, like I said, First City, that title is really cool to me, and it opens up some cool sounding supernatural names that I think could be really sick with the right design. I think the First City Phantoms. I think it sounds pretty cool. The First City Specters. The First City Spirits. Any of those, you could have like a supernatural, or some shadowy figure as your logo, something ominous. I think those all could be cool. And then the last one here, sticking with that kind of supernatural theme. I've seen this out there before, whereas I hadn't seen the last three. But I've seen this out there before, and it kind of goes, it matches up. Like the baseball and the hockey team matches up. Well, we can match up with the basketball team. You got the Washington Wizards, and we could be the Washington Warlocks. And I actually dig that name. Like I said, it matches the Wizards, but it's way edgier and, tougher, like football's, edgier, tougher sport. And the mascot could be like some kind of like cloaked druid guy. Something like that. I don't know. Those are just all some name concepts that I like. In a way to try to pick the video back up at the end, because I am legitimately terrified at the idea of Dan Snyder just taking the ball and getting the fuck out of town with, the determination that he's not going to be able to monetize his team until he gets a name that can get copyrighted. So, there's that, but let me know what you guys think out there. Please, like the video, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe. Nobody seems to be subscribing out there. But again, I do appreciate every view. And if you guys watch this, I love you. Peace.